My mother, like many other mothers, was a single mother, which was common. We all had mothers, nobody had fathers. Women had boyfriends, but no husbands. And the men had girlfriends, but no wives. It just wasn't the norm for us. We didn't see the married life. You see the things on TV that you want to have in life, but the city of Baltimore really didn't offer that. We had streets, not grass. We had sidewalks, not yards. So in your mind, you know what you want, but you just can't achieve it in your city, in your area. So as I approached my high school years as a teenager, I really started heavily drinking and going to school, and I would drink after school, drink throughout the nights, drink on weekends. And I embarked on a friendship with 3 guys that we was like brothers. Everybody accepted the fact that them are the 4 cats that drink a lot. They the young wild bunch. And New Year's Eve of '88, the wild bunch was once again drinking. My mom just so happened to be home, and she said, y'all too drunk to be driving. Take my keys from them, and the hottest keys, and I'll make sure that y'all get home after y'all sleep it off. Long story short, he found the keys, got in the car, and during my intoxication and trying to stop him, it wasn't effective. He left and later died about a mile or 2 from my house in front of another house where the lady used to allow us to drink. And she was the one that went out and seen him take his last breath as the steering wheel caved in his chest. So I go into the Navy with all this baggage, but once again, my antidote was alcohol, so it never really affected me on the surface per se, but deep down inside, I knew why I drank so much. My vices remained the same for decades, and that was alcohol and women. And I haven't been in a relationship that I haven't cheated on a woman. But in Tuscaloosa, a lot of things transpired, and drug-related, shot at, shooting at, and I was in jail for about a month, and I decided that something said, you need to get a job. This ain't for you. I go to this plant, be a forklift driver and maintenance or whatever. You got to meet someone, and they got to take you around, show you where the time clock is, show you where your break room is. And as I walk in, I'm sitting there, and this lady walks around the corner, and she said, "Are you Robert?" I said, "Yes, I'm here to see Lorraine." She said, "That's me." We start to date. We start to live together. We lived together and cohabitated for almost a decade. And throughout that all, she had endured my drinking heavily, me smoking weed, me cheating on her, one of my unproudest moments in my life, me cheating on her, and she didn't leave me. And after that, we decided to get married and try to make a change for the better. So shortly after that, we attend a Operation Go, and this bald-headed dude keep messing with me. I'm sitting back smoking a cigarette on my car, my kids is playing, and so finally, I guess something in me connected with him, and I go up to the stage and I ask, what is he playing and this and that. So then he gives me some insight into what Operation Go is about and where it's come from. Since then, we've been members of faith. After going through Life Point, me and my wife stood in the room and make a conscious decision to give our life to the Lord. And then the baptisms, and now I can say my whole family has been baptized at faith. After we start dancing and partying at Operation Go, we later became a part of the volunteer crew for Operation Go. We became part of the people that go to Wednesday night men's and women's group. Then we start wanting more. My wife began to do the food bank. We do the greeters and first impressions, now first impressions, but we used to greet as well. I'm 46, so I spent 40-some years creating my circumstance. That don't change overnight. But the things that you couldn't accept in your past that drove you to the drinking, that drove you to the anger, it will all be subdued, and you will have peace and understand that what you can work out, he will. And after all I've done, to all the people I've done it to, I would have never imagined in 1,000 years that God had a place for me. And if he got a place for me, he got a place for anybody.